What's up guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to Steal the Spotlight. Today I am going to be trying to tackle the age-old dilemma, which as that was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, wow, that is just a tad dramatic, but it is a first world problem nonetheless, and it is having a really full wardrobe, but still finding yourself always saying that you have nothing to wear. It is such a frustrating situation to be in, and I definitely used to struggle with it a lot a couple of years ago, but I feel like since then I've kind of taken a step back, assessed the situation a little bit, and I have a few tips that I think could help you guys as well. Firstly, I want to say a huge thank you to ShopTagger for actually sponsoring today's video. I'm so excited to partner with them again because they are an incredible service that I love to use, and of course the best part is that it is free as well. But if you are not familiar with ShopTagger, it is an online tool for both web and mobile where you're able to pick and choose your favorite items and then save and organize them into shopping lists. They also send you notifications when anything comes on sale and also back in stock alerts as well. Personally, I find this service incredibly helpful. When I'm shopping online, often I'll set aside some time. I'm gonna be strapped to my computer for like a few hours and have a bajillion tabs open trying to find the perfect thing. And it is hard to keep track of everything. Often you'll add things you like to your bag, but then there'll be like a timer on it. You lose everything. It's like you have to start all over again and try and find those same items. So I really like the fact that I can pick and choose from all different websites and then bring it together in one local central spot. And then from there, you can kind of make a proper decision without having to impulse buy and really see which one you prefer, which one is the better price for you. And of course, if you're not too impatient, you can just leave it there to marinate a little while. And then if you get a sale notification pop up and you still really want the item, then you can get it for a bargain. This has become like an essential to online shopping for me, so I definitely recommend you guys try it out as well. I will leave all the links and info down below in the description box, so make sure you check them out. A lot of the points that I have written down here are kind of like this is what you're doing wrong, this is the point that you need to address. And the first one is that maybe you're just overwhelmed. Some of us I know just collect a lot of clothing and kind of become a little bit of a hoarder, but you need to become more strict with yourself and say, okay, do I ever wear that? Do I really need that in my closet? No. Let's get rid of it because it is just cluttering up your closet and also kind of cluttering up your brain when you're trying to pick something to wear. I think it's really important to try and have an honest closet cleanse, but please keep in mind that I do not recommend just throwing out all the excess clothing into the rubbish bin. Make sure that you're trying to repurpose it. I find that once you have that first step out of the way, it's a lot easier to just dive into the real issues as to why you're not happy with your wardrobe. So the next few tips are kind of just questions that you might want to ask yourself before moving forward. And the first one is, are you buying according to your lifestyle? I find that this was one of my biggest problems that I had to overcome, is that I would see really cute like dresses or like nice sparkly sort of items that typically you would wear on a night out, but I'm a complete homebody. I never go clubbing, so I would end up with a full wardrobe of these things that I literally could never wear. It was a total waste. So I think it's really good to be honest with yourself, look at your personal scenario and what dress code you find yourself needing to wear the most. Another great question to try and address is if there's any holes in your wardrobe. And what I mean by that is often we'll be trying on an outfit and we'll be like, oh, if only I had this to go with it. And then a few days later, you try on something else and you find yourself saying the same thing. You're always mentioning this one particular item that you do not already own. And chances are you should just go for it and invest in it. If you're bringing it up this many times, then you're probably going to get your money's worth. Obviously, this could be a ton of different things depending on you and your wardrobe, but personally, I usually find that it's either accessories or shoes. It could be something that's not necessarily considered a wardrobe basic. Like for me, it was a pair of platform sneakers. Or on the opposite end of the spectrum, it could be something simple like a pair of classic strappy heels, maybe a pair of hoop earrings to finish off your look, or a plain black belt to be cinching in your outfits. And that ties in nicely to my next tip, which is making sure that your trendy pieces don't outweigh the basics in your wardrobe. I think that that's somewhere where a lot of people tend to go wrong, because it's really easy to kind of be grabbed in by trends and want to add all of them to your closet, but at the end of the day, you can't really style any of them if you don't really have your basics sorted first. So make sure that you've got basics that you personally love that work with your style, your lifestyle like we spoke about before, and of course make sure they fit you nicely as well so you're feeling comfortable and confident in them. I think that this can also help eliminate having excess clothing, because if you have this one basic wardrobe that is going to stay with you for years and then you're just rotating a few trend pieces on top of that, you're not going to have like this full cluttered closet full of stuff that you're like, oh, that's so last season, I don't want to wear that anymore. So I think that that is a really, really big tip to keep in mind. I will link some of my capsule wardrobe essential videos in the description box, because I think that's really, really helpful for this particular tip. Okay, so it turns out that all of the tips just flow nicely onto the next, because this one is one I mentioned briefly in the beginning, which is to try and eliminate impulse buying. So obviously one solution, like I mentioned, was to use Shoptagr, especially for those of you who are big online shoppers. But I know sometimes it hits us harder when we're actually in store, we see something on the sale rack that we really like and we add that to our wardrobe, but it's like a lot of just $10 little sale purchases. They quickly add up to a huge closet of stuff that, you know, you kind of liked, but for the most part you just bought it because it was on sale. So I think it's really important that when you are shopping to ask yourself a few questions to try and eliminate that impulse shopping habit. And the first question I like to ask myself is this item going to be versatile in my wardrobe? So off the top of my head, I try and think of different outfits that I could style this piece with using only items that I already own. And if I'm kind of struggling straight off the bat, then chances are that one's not for me and I should leave it behind. Say that you are shopping, you've picked out this item, you can think of a few different ways you want to style it. The next question to ask is, hold on, do I already have something really similar to this in my wardrobe? And can I use that similar item in all the outfits that I just thought of? In which case you probably don't need to double up, because that can be a common occurrence where you find a style that you're comfortable with and then you just keep buying really, really similar items, and then all of a sudden you feel like your outfit repeating every single day, even though they are different. It's just that the variance is so slight that you find yourself kind of stuck in a rut. Which totally brings me to my final point, probably one of the most simple, basic ones of all, but it is to stay inspired. It is really easy when you find yourself in a rut, just hating everything, to kind of just be stuck there. But I think the easiest way to get out of it is look for inspiration, and don't look at the same places that you always do, because then you'll just be finding the same answers. Try and broaden your horizons. That's why I love doing the style inspo videos, so you guys can find new things and you can also share new things with me. So I'll link some of those down below, but try and find new people to follow on Instagram. Maybe just go on Pinterest and browse a few different keywords than you usually would do. You guys know I am all about trying out whatever you love in fashion, but I know it is kind of easier said than done for a lot of people. So do keep in mind when you're trying to take inspiration to try and distinguish the difference between things that you love and appreciate on someone else compared to things that you think you would actually wear. Otherwise, you're just going to be back at square one with a bunch of stuff in your wardrobe that you never actually want to wear. So try and think of ways that you can take inspiration from maybe some bolder styles and how you can tweak them and work them into your basics that you already own. But let me know if you want to see a whole video on kind of how to build up that confidence to wear whatever you want. For me, it certainly wasn't just like an overnight thing, being an incredibly shy person like my entire life. So if you guys want to hear some tips about that, then let me know. But yeah, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, as always, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to check out Shoptagr. All those links are listed down below in the description box. Thanks again for watching, guys. Mwah.